All right, we're back with another Day in Miami podcast. Today, they're always very special, but today's extra special for me in particular. Today, I have the honor of introducing you, a good friend, I would say, even though it's been a short while. I'd say a much better person than even I am, and a leader in the community in the nonprofit sector, although he may seem small, and you're not on a lot. It's not a big name nonprofit. It has a direct impact into people's lives, and it is DJ Lou from I Love Avenue.
Yes.
So DJs with a cause.
Amen.
Yes. It started.
Yes.
So I gotta go straight into it. For the people who don't know for the people who don't know who DJ Lou is and what you represent, tell them a little bit about you, your history, and why you started what you're doing.
Well, first of all, thank you for having me here, man. I really appreciate it. My real name is Luis Martinez, but I go by DJ Lou. I've been a DJ for over a decade. Music has been something that I'm very, very, very passionate about. Part of my story of why I love giving back is because, my father passed away when I was young. About a day or 2 days later, my brother, who was only a year older than me at that time, passed away. And then when I turned 14 years of age, my mom passed away. So I know what it is not to have parents, not to have a family, to be homeless, to deal with depression, suicidal thoughts. I almost committed suicide twice as a young kid. And even as an adult, I went through things, drug addiction, alcoholism, and a lot of things, right, that I had to heal from. So my passion is to give back to the community. I tell people you don't need to be perfect. Just show perfect love, right?
Yeah.
And that's the example of I Love Avenue and DJs with a Cause. We're trying to show people you don't have to be this perfect individual. You just got to do your best and give back to the community by showing love. Love is forgiveness. Love is patient. Love is passion, right? Love keeps no records of wrong. So that's kind of like the aim of what we do. And as a DJ, we use music to give back to the community. With DJs with a Cause, with that program, we use our music to give back and kind of bring mental health awareness. Yeah. Not just only for kids, not only for youth, but for the adults. A lot of us adults, we deal with things that we haven't healed from. And I'm still going through that healing journey. So that's what our nonprofit is all about, man.
That's amazing. And I know you have a loyal following. And I know that you put in the work and you're not here faking it for some other reason. I'm actually more interested in knowing, when did you find the opportunity to pivot into, DJs with a Cause? When did you decide, how did the idea come about of you saying, I'm going to do a nonprofit, I want to clean myself up, I want to do something different with my life?
So with I Love Avenue, I always had it. We've been over a decade that we had doing this movement. Eventually in 2020, it became a legit 501c3 because I always did things out of heart, out of my love, not to be a nonprofit, not for this, not to show up. It was more because I want to help out the community. I want to help out kids that have gone through what I've gone through. But I did notice that, the DJing, right, is kind of what helped us get out there into the community. People love how I DJ. They love how I entertain, how my team and I go all out for these events, to these love block parties that we do.
How you dress. You're known for dressing.
I forgot.
Coming out there.
This is actually how I dress. People think, that's your DJ outfit. Well, yeah, but it's also my regular day clothes. I just love, spreading love this way. So, about a few months ago, my team and I, we were talking and we're like, look, we want to do something different. I Love Avenue has been great and we're still going to do it. But the DJing, there's just something about the DJs, right? And not only me, we had other DJs that have kind of volunteered. Yeah. And they're like, yo, let's do something with the DJs. I don't know if you know this, Eddie, but the DJ community can be kind of toxic.
It is.
DJs go against DJs.
Well, I think it has a lot to do with, you have the DJs that are kind of like you, and you have, which M. Dot is somebody who I respect and admire a lot too, and he has a similar angle as you do. And then you have the DJs who are DJing at clubs or parties at night, so there's definitely a differentiation.
There's different types of DJ, especially now everybody thinks that they're a DJ because they're pressing 3 buttons, right?
Just like everybody thinks they're a social media expert because they know how to run an Instagram.
Or they think they're a marketer because they got 20 likes, right? Yeah. So obviously anyone could be a DJ. I'm not bringing 100%. No one down. But what I'm saying, it's more to that, right? I believe, my LLC company. So there's DJs with a Cause and I Love Avenue, which is a nonprofit. But my business, right? My LLC is called Heart of the Party. And the reason to me is that, as DJs, you're the heart of that event. You're the heart of the party. What happens if your heart stops right now? You're going to drop. Yeah. Same thing with an event, right? So we give it our all. So we combine our charities with the LLC. We do these things where we bring love, entertainment, passion, DJs with a cause, where we're DJs that we're doing something with a cause. So that's why we're like, yo, we got to run with this program. We got to run with music. You know, people, the kids are loving it. You know, we did a DJ camp. I forgot to tell you this, man. Last month, our first DJ camp, and this is in months after we decided to go focus on DJs will cost. We did a DJ camp, and these kids in 1 week learned how to DJ, and they were loving it. The parents were like, "Dude, this is amazing. We've never heard of this. Well, like a DJ camp, that is super cool. Are you gonna do another one again?" And we're now.
So talk to me a little bit about how the DJ camp idea came about and how you're executing it now.
I can't even take credit for that. It was actually one of my clients, one of my DJ clients, that she thought of the idea. And she's like, you know, we were talking, you know, months and months have passed, and we went back and forth. And then we're like, you know what, let's just do it. I took a whole entire week to kind of like work on the program real fast. It's my first time. I'm like, man, I'm good with doing events for kids, for families, for adults. You know me, right?
Yeah.
I do it all. But to teach someone, it's kind of hard, especially children, man. You know, I really...
And especially a handful of them at the same time.
Exactly. But we came out with a program, and I'm like, you know what? I have this gift with kids and with students, and when I say something, they listen, you know? And although I'm this jolly fella, you know, sometimes I could be strong. I'm like, hey, slow down, you know? And these kids, like, they just freeze and understand.
That's a talent.
It is a gift.
You make a great father.
Somewhat, right? I'm not even well, you know, I'm a guardian to someone, but that's a different story. But, you know, it's just like my son, and I love him a lot. But what I'm saying is that it was a gift. We taught him. These kids caught on. Honestly, some of them were even mixing better than me. I'm like, whoa, you know, and they were like, hey,
my job.
Yeah, they started mixing, transitioning, producing, and like I was like, wow, man. And so we started doing that. Our dream now is to also eventually open a DJ academy where we don't even want to charge people. We want to give back to the community. If we could get a grant or some type of money where we could teach these kids that they need a purpose, man. One of the things that music gave me a purpose. I feel that, you know, not to get all really spiritual and stuff, but I feel like God used music, man, to keep me safe in some way, you know. So I want to do that for the community, and we want to do that. Teach these kids, keep them out of things that are dangerous.
I've been to a lot of your community events, and they're usually in, you know, lower income neighborhoods, which I think is phenomenal. And you have stood out, at least on my radar, for something more in particular, was you're the only person that I know that decides to get together 300 people in a hot parking lot under a bridge to serve food, cut hair, and give clothes to the homeless as your birthday party.
Yeah.
So talk to me a little bit about the yearly birthday party that you do, which is a nonprofit, you know, event that you organize for the homeless.
So it started in 2020. I was partnering up with a lot of different community partners that they themselves do things like this weekly. And however, I'm like, I want to make something bigger, you know, where I can celebrate my birthday. I want to, you know, on my birthdays, there's nothing wrong to going out and partying and drinking.
We talked about that before, too.
Let's have a good time. I love all that stuff. But in 2020, I was just going through a lot of depression. So in 2021, right, because my birthday's in February, I started thinking, I'm like, I want my birthday to mean something. You know, I'm not supposed to be here, Eddie. You know, I just told you my parents died. You know, my brother passed away, and I'm not afraid to say what happened to them. They died of AIDS, HIV, wow. But the grace of God, I was born without it. You know, and no, I'm not adopted. You know, I look exactly like my father. We have the same belly and everything. It's literally, I'm a miracle child. I don't even want to go into details on that, but I'm like, man, I want my birthday to mean something. I'm not supposed to be here. So one of the things that my mom loved a lot was giving back to those that were homeless, because we dealt with that. I know what it is in New York. I used to live in New York with my mom picking up soda cans at the age of 5 so that we could recycle them for nickels. You know,
of course, the 5 cents.
5 cents, right? So I know what it is to be homeless. And a lot of people think that homeless is just someone that's in the street. But there's homeless people that are jumping from couch to couch. I sleep 3 months in your house. Then I go to, you know, Mike's house for another 2 months. Then I go to this guy's house. You know, that's still being homeless. And we have a lot of that, especially among the youth, believe it or not. There's a lot of youth. So my passion came from that. And I wanted to celebrate. I wanted to, you know, to give back. And our concept for DJs Will Cause and I Love Avenue, when we do these love block parties, that's what we call them, or love give back parties, right? We are eating the same food as everyone else. So you're my guest, you're my friend, you're coming as my friend, you know, but you're going to be eating the same thing as this homeless person, because no one here is better than the other person. We're all going to just hang out, and we're all going to have, you know.
No, and most of the times they absolutely love it for obvious reasons. You know, you have that moment in time where you have someone that's coming out and caring about you, you know, and it does mean a lot to them. And we've seen them go by and, you know, get dressed up and get a haircut and get some hot meals in their belly.
And dancing, man.
And dancing and having fun. And actually, as the community comes in, you're educating the people who are coming out there to support you as part of the nonprofit, and you're actually mixing, two worlds that otherwise would not connect in any other way, shape, or form.
I love that that was awesome.
And they get to hear from each other. So if you're like an inquisitive person, like, I myself go and I want to talk to these homeless people because I want to know where they went wrong, what's going on. And you can learn, you can use that as a learning experience.
I love you just said that because I'm in this entertainment industry, and that's the thought. Because I'm like, man, I have a passion for charity work, but I still got to feed my family.
Of course.
How do I combine the DJing world with the charity world? DJs with a cause. There you go. And I started getting DJs. I started getting, bouncers, club promoters. We had clubs, such like Pilo's Garden, for example. They have sponsored a lot of our events and have given free toys. We had sometimes clubs that have like a box, to collect for toys for Christmas for our events. We got club promoters. We've got I don't know how is this. We've got even strippers coming in.
It's fine,
everybody helps, man.
Yeah.
We don't judge nobody. We love everyone. If you're here with willing hands and you're here to give back to the community, so we had bartenders, and a lot of times it's funny because it doesn't look like a regular charity event. You see beautiful girls there. You see this, and they're like, "Oh, what's going on here?" But that's how we are, man.
We did an event once, which was, correct me if I'm wrong, it was like we were gardening. Which event was that we brought toys? It was like Christmas in July, was it? Or
I think so. Yeah.
It was a Christmas in July event, and they had me learning how to garden.
Green Haven Project. Shout out to them. The Green Haven Project.
Exactly
that was one of my birthday events, actually.
Correct.
Yeah.
And we went out there, and you see everyone did a great job donating toys. And sometimes you see these kids' faces, and it's like the first toy they've ever seen, or the first toy they've seen all year or month. And the parents are ecstatic, and the kids are happy, and they're going home, and they're learning how to garden. And you see people coming out of the woodworks just ordering pizza and giving them, and then people putting their, getting their hands dirty and, involving themselves with them.
And it's also, like you mentioned, the Green Haven, they loaned us that property, and while we were giving back to those in need, they were teaching the community on how to grow, right, their own vegetables and fruits, and giving out the free food after.
And that farmland or that land that they had there, the community eats from there too.
Dude, they are always there all the time and under that sun, and it's amazing. And
people are able to come by and just, pick up, peppers, tomatoes, whatever they have.
You know what, Eddie? The craziest thing is that a lot of other nonprofits have joined us because I try my best not to be that person like, oh, it's only about our I Love Avenue or DJ. No, man, like we have nonprofits, right? They come and bring their services. So that day on my birthday and any of our events, we have other nonprofits that could help you if you're dealing with cancer. They could help you with groceries. Epilepsy Alliance, for example, right?
Yes.
I work with them a lot. They work with those that maybe have seizures and epilepsy. So we have a resource fair. We have a whole entire community coming in together, and that's what I always wanted, man. We're all one. We're in this together, man, and we all need help.
100%. And I think you're a pioneer in what you're doing right now, and it's only going to go up from here. You have brought a guest today,
yes,
which is Corazon.
Yes, Corazon right here
in house right now.
Yes.
Tell me a little bit, or Corazon, introduce yourself first, and then DJ Lou can tell us a little bit about how this idea came about and what objective it has.
Well, my name is Corazon, and basically we just give back to the community. We spread awareness to the mental health, and we just,
Yeah, well, Corazon is something that we have come together to bring back to the community, especially with I Love Avenue and DJs with a Cause. It's kind of like a mascot, right?
Yes.
And as you can see, there's a heart there, so it matches with a little bit of everything. And he helps us DJ, entertain. He goes like this to the kids, and the kids do it back, and it's like a little heart shape. And you should have seen him, man, on the back to school event when he was there. Everybody was just hugging him and loving it, and they were shocked because they never seen this before, right?
Yeah, it's amazing. I like it.
We see it obviously with the Miami Heat, right? The Marlins, they have their own mascot, but a charity, having their own mascot.
That's a phenomenal idea.
But that's the thing, we wanted, so we're working together. So it's Corazon in Spanish, right? Well, Corazon, which is Corawzone. So you guys want to follow him, Corazon. And he's going to be the new face for our charity and helping us out and doing his own thing too at the same time. So yeah, it's a very idea that we've had. And it's honestly the cool thing about this, Eddie. This is for anyone who wants to give back, but they're like, Lou, I want to give back, but I don't like to show off. I don't, my thing, I want it to be private. And I love people like that because there's donors that have given us money, they have given us donation. They never ask us to promote them. They're like, hey, this is on the low. This is just out of the heart. So out of the heart, right? I'm like, man, let's create a character where if someone doesn't want to show their face and they want to give back, they could wear this mask. So
it's amazing.
Under the behind this mask, behind this helmet, anyone could be. It could be you. It could be me.
Wow.
Who knows? No one
could have multiple masks.
We could have multiple of them. You might see Corazon in Dade County DJing out of nowhere. You might see him at Jai-Alai. You might see him with the Miami Heat. Yeah, we're working on a lot of things. You're going to see him in the middle of A Street, in the middle of traffic, and just playing music for people just because. There's just,
I like it.
Everyone is asking, but why? Why not? Like,
why not?
That's
what, listen, don't worry about that question why, man. Just power through and get it done. At the end of the day, people figure things out.
Exactly.
And, you speak with your actions and in most cases, but everybody wants to be an expert at everything.
Exactly.
And nobody's an expert at anything. And I think we're all out here just trying to figure our own shit out.
And I understand, man. We're living in a world that people scam people, especially right here in Dade, right? Where, again, not to go into deeps, but like, I've seen it in the DJ side where someone calls himself a DJ and they're not really DJing and they're charging that amount. Yeah. And then comes the real DJ and then you treat that real DJ bad because you're so, so the same thing happens in life, right? We're so scared that we always question everything. But why is this charity doing this? Why is this person doing this? In
my case, and I've worked with several nonprofits in my past and I like it. I don't think I'll ever open a 501c because of the amount of work it takes.
Yeah.
And to stay in compliance and just paperwork, etc. But I will be more than happy to help my fellow 501c's out.
And this is what I love. You see, you're an educated man. You're an educated person.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people...
I don't know if I am, but...
No, because you know what? A lot of people have judged us and like, oh, you guys are doing this for the clout. First of all, we do this for free. We don't get paid for this. We don't take a dime. We don't get paid. It's illegal to do that.
But I'll tell you to that point. A lot of people, and I've had this conversation with many individuals that have come through here. A lot of people think that just because you're operating or doing something that you're just making boatload of money, and people don't necessarily, not their fault. They don't understand at times because they're not involved.
Lack of knowledge,
the level of detail, the amount of money, the amount of time, the amount of overwhelmingness, stress,
your mental health,
violence, everything that you have to do. But as long as you do it with love and you have passion for what you're doing, you don't even care about that stuff.
I've gone to the point where I don't care because no one pays my bills. No one was there when my dad died, when my mom died, when my brother died, and I know my heart, and the only person that I care about their opinion is upstairs. He's upstairs, and that's who I care about. I don't care anymore because at the end of the day, no one was there for me. No one was there for me when I was going through addiction. They judged me, but they were not there,
I don't think that's a bad thing because you start figuring who you really are.
Exactly.
And you actually become more powerful, ultimately,
And peaceful.
I think, and I also think it may bring situations to arise in the future. Because then you end up being a person that you're just completely consistent on your emotional behavior, and then people think you don't care anymore. And it's not that. It's just you've kind of been through it all that you learn how to handle the situation in life. And you're not able to. You become emotionally intelligent.
Exactly.
So you don't overreact to certain things.
I've learned not to overreact. I do learn to listen because sometimes there's this people that have this egoistic, prideful attitude. I don't care what anyone says about me. No. Listen, sometimes you got to humble yourself.
Especially your friends and your family.
And if you're a businessman, you got to listen to criticism. Hey, you did this wrong as a DJ. One of the reasons I think I'm good at what I do, right, as a DJ is because I've gotten correction and I've gotten feedback.
Yeah.
So imagine if that time when someone comes and corrects me or gives me a feedback, no, I don't care.
Well,
you will never grow, right?
I think in order to grow in any profession and to be any individual, you need to have one of the two things is crucial. Number one, you need to be coachable.
Exactly.
If you're not coachable, you're getting a mentor is going to be difficult.
Exactly.
Because they don't want to deal with it. They want to have someone who's, you're not a robot either, but, you have some type of common sense.
So he might be a robot, but yeah.
And number two, you have to be able to take constructive criticism.
Exactly. And but also, and again, back to what you were saying, but there's a part where you got to stop caring so much of what people say about you and just do it, right? Believe in yourself. I dress the way I want to. Don't get me wrong. If I got to go to a nice job interview, I'm going to wear a suit, right? But I'm just saying that I've learned to love myself. I want to express myself from whatever's the inside out. I remember someone's like, wow, you must be making good money because look at what you're wearing. Bro, this is in Amazon, man. It's not that expensive. You know
what you say?
It's crazy.
Yeah, of course.
I stay quiet. I'm like, hey, right?
I think personal branding, which obviously you've done a good job at, is all about perception.
Yeah.
And the way you position yourself is important. And to your point, that's your personal brand at the end of the day, and that's how you're going to be able to make a living. I wanted to ask you about any future events that you have going on.
I'm right here. Yeah.
Right. So I know you do Christmas in July, which I'm assuming that passed already.
So we did a back to school event, right? And like I said,
I'm actually upset. I didn't get invited, but it's okay. We'll talk about that.
Well,
after.
and I just want to apologize to all our community partners. We've been on the very, very low for the last since I don't even know, since January. And it was all because of that. We wanted to make sure that, we were rebranding and working on a lot of connections and things, right? But one of the things that we want to remind people is that we're back. We're back in action. It's going to get better. It's going to be amazing. And we're working on some events. Our first event that's going to happen soon is going to be our fundraising event with the Miami Heat.
Okay.
It's going to be Sunday.
Are you allowed to talk about this already? Because I know Miami Heat are tight-lipped about
stuff. Yeah. No, I had a conversation with them. And
let's start like this. Tell me a little bit about your cross-marketing. Or no, I'm going to rephrase the question because it's going to be one of the clips. Tell me a little bit about your partnership with the Heat that you said you just established right now, and what do you guys have coming into the future?
So for a special thank you to the Miami Heat. They've always done their best to help us fundraise, especially for our nonprofit. So we've been back and forth. We were supposed to do something a few months ago, but again, because of the rebrand that we've done, we're finally doing a fundraising event on October 13th. It's the Heat versus Pelicans game on a Sunday at 3:30 p.m.
Excellent.
And we're going to be the charity of the day, night, right? Of the day. And, we have a special link in order for you to buy those tickets. And then a percentage of those tickets go to our charity. So, it'll be awesome if once we have everything ready, it'll be on our website, it'll be on our social media. And we'll direct you to the person, right, that will handle those tickets and help you out. And we're just trying to get the whole community there. They're going to go and do like a little special thing during the halftime and in the court and introduce DJs with a cost.
Is this like a one-time thing or something you're going to try to do more consistently or depending on how it goes?
So this depending on how it goes, but obviously the Miami Heat, like I said, they've always been there for us.
They're homegrown. I've dealt with them before. I've talked to them and they love Miami. They love the local. They love the local spirit.
You remember that time I called you and they were giving free tickets away and stuff like that? Remember, they always have me on that. Hey, Lou, you have any kids of the charity want to come to a game? We got a donor.
They do.
So they this is something that eventually we hope to do even way more with them. Again, especially with Corazon and us here with DJs with a cost. Part of our job, because people's like, oh, you're just a DJ. No, when you experience this, right? And when Jai-Alai, we entertain, we're emceeing, we're there getting the kids and the families to do games with us, limbo, jazz dance, freeze dance. So we're the heart of the party where we're trying to make it very, very special. So this will be amazing if people could come October 13th. It's a fundraiser. All you got to do is just buy that ticket through the link, and that's how we get the funds. You don't have to do anything else,
So to give a little backstory, for those of you who have probably heard Jai-Alai being mentioned a couple of times, DJ Lou was, or I'll go a little bit back. Jai-Alai had asked us to find a DJ for their Friday nights and during the seasons. And I said, I think DJ Lou did a good job. I don't really think I need to do it. Just go and DJ. And they have absolutely fallen in love with him.
Oh, man. I'm grateful for
that. He makes it an environment. I hear from multiple people all the time. He makes it a show. And Jai-Alai needed that. It needed to be like a better vibe, because for those of you who haven't been to a Jai-Alai game, when the ball starts, it kind of like quiets down,
Yeah.
If you're not ready to ramp up again, people don't feel like the energy.
Everybody's so focused, like.
Correct.
Yeah.
So DJ Lou has done a great job at Jai-Alai.
Thank you.
And he continues to be like the resident DJ, I guess you would call that, for the Jai-Alai League.
I'm very grateful for them. And it's funny because when you connected me, it was actually for one night that I was going to DJ. Yeah. It was a charity night. It wasn't for a whole season, and I just went there. We did it. We had fun, and then they're like, "Hey, do you want to, maybe do this every season?" And I think this is my fourth season.
If I'm mistaken, I think he says, "Hey, I charge this." I'm like, "Bro, charge a little bit more." Don't worry about it.
Yeah, because you told me it was a charity night, so and it's crazy because I've learned to be business and
you have to be
and to learn how to think with my business mind and let my heart go somewhere else because. If it was for me, I would love to do free events, especially for charity events. But of course, this is how I feed my family, right? This is how, we get funds to give back to the community. Yeah. So when I gave you that prize, it's because I thought it was a charity event.
No.
But now I know. Now that I was there, I'm like, but they blessed me.
Contract, so
I didn't know. I went there with just making, in every event that I do that, right? I go with the mindset that I want to make this person happy. And I want them to remember me. And not remember Lou, but just remember the experience. And I don't care if people remember my name. I care about the experience.
Yeah. And on that point, I do got to give Lou a shout out. He did help me out on my grand opening of a new business we have, Play Mansion.
Congrats, man.
And
I'm so happy about that.
Don't even worry about it. I'll take care of it for you. So I appreciate it a lot,
man.
bro.
Thank you.
I appreciate that a lot.
Thank you. I appreciate that, man.
You have the October event with the Heat. What's the next event? You have something in November coming, or?
So in November we got Thanksgiving. We're still thinking of what to do. So any nonprofit out there that maybe perhaps wants us to DJ for their event, and it's something that has to be community related. Okay,
Yeah. You don't do like a turkey drive or anything like that.
So we're thinking of doing something with a nonprofit. Usually I'm in Camilla's house.
Yes.
And usually I give back there. But again, we're trying to see now. We might still do Camilla's house, but with a different DJ. We're gonna send probably another DJ.
I think we gotta leverage the page, man. We can leverage the page to do events.
Yeah.
I think we could do that.
I wanna see.
The problem with events is, the infrastructure. You need volunteers to come out. You usually need to rent stuff.
Exactly.
If we can get money for that and get people from that to support us, we can throw a really nice event.
And people don't understand that, man. That even there's times, Eddie, that when we're hosting an event, right? Our organizations, sometimes I gotta hire another DJ because I can't DJ because I'm running the event and it's too much, right?
Listen, so for those of you who don't understand, like a little event for like 100 people could easily go 10, 15 grand. Easily go 10, 15 grand between any type of production, staff that you need, food, music, giveaways, anything along those lines, renting if you need to rent a space. So, to do good things in the community, you need money.
Exactly.
And usually you depend on those around you to come and support you.
And it sucks because a lot of times I got to ask people and I hate asking, man. And the only reason I do it is because I know it's not for me, it's for others, right? But sometimes, it's not fair because at the end of the day, people do deserve to get paid for their labor. If they are providing, right, a special service, they do deserve to get paid. But
that's the situation, because if you're doing an event and you have to be out there lobbying people to donate to you, you got your regular life you got to live too.
Exactly.
And that takes a lot of time.
It does, man.
It takes 3 months to do something like the right way.
So, and I don't know if you noticed that, like I said, we have taken a time out, and because the last event I did this year with our nonprofit was my birthday event, and that took a huge toll on me because it wasn't only like a give back event. I had to eventually go to California. And I was, doing a DJ event in California the next day on my birthday week, So I was in, and then that birthday of mine of this year was very hard. A lot of technical difficulty happened because I had to DJ by myself, and it was, those that were there could even tell you that. I'm like, Lou, you work a lot on this, and
everyone's showing up. Everyone's coming to you. You want to say hi to everyone. You want to be polite, and in your head, there's a million things going on. And you got to be like that person that's still,
and I'm grateful for
love.
I'm grateful for every volunteer, for every nonprofit, Christina's Academy, the Miami Vineyard, Youth Meraki, Be the Change South Florida, all of those nonprofits that have supported us, that they also bring their own volunteers. But even with them, sometimes it's not enough because they, you have, for example, Be the Change with the food, right? But that's not easy on them, so they also need help. So volunteers is great. We need volunteers, obviously, but sometimes it's better to just hire a company that will set up the tents instead of volunteers. Sometimes it's better to hire another DJ instead of DJ Lou doing it all the time because
you're playing host.
Exactly. And people don't know. Yeah, people don't know how much it is to work. It is a lot of work and a lot of funds, a lot of money.
But you love it and you keep doing it.
That's the problem. So that's the problem and solution at the same time.
Do you have anything happening in January? In December?
So December, yes. And December's a big one. And
what event do you have in December that people can look forward to?
It's called Be Santa, okay? And what we do, and we did it last year, and you tagged along, I think, with some of your team members. We basically do a huge love block party. And we have a list, okay, with a citrus foster children. I believe that's what they're called. My apology if I got it wrong. But I asked for a list. I tell them, hey, let me sponsor 100 kids. They give me
not regular kids. These are foster kids.
Foster kids, yeah. And they give me, right, the list of kids. And I ask the kids to
not that they're not regular kids, but these just...
No, we get it, yeah.
Oh, yeah. They're foster kids.
So these are foster children. I asked for a list of foster children, and I asked them to give me 3 things they really want for the holidays, for Christmas. And then I start asking people to be a Santa to that child. And let me tell you, Eddie, it's more than just giving a toy. First of all, you're giving them what they've asked for. And we all know as a child that it means very special. I remember this is why I wear glasses, man. But I remember the first time we did this, and one of my board members, her name is Michelle, this young lady had asked, Chapman Partnership, in one of the homeless shelters, she had asked for AirPods. And that's what she wanted for Christmas, a teenage girl. And my board member, she got her that, and that was her, Michelle was that young lady's Santa.
Yeah.
When when Michelle gives her the gift, that young lady starts crying.
Wow.
And she's like, people around started crying. And I'm like, well, what happened, dude? And they're like, it's not about the gift. It's that she's asked her father many times for that.
Oh.
And he's always said yes and never shows up. And she had put it on the list, but she thought that no one was going to be there.
Wow.
Listen to this. It wasn't about the gift itself. It was the action. Michelle doesn't know her, but Michelle used her own money to buy that AirPod and went personally. That she didn't give it to the charity. She went personally because I'm like that. And this in my events. I'm like, hey, listen, it's better if you come, because my aim is not to change the person's life, the guest, right, or the children. It's also to change my volunteers' life, or my sponsors' lives. And they go, and Michelle went, and Michelle starts crying. That young lady starts crying, and meant the whole world to her. And we have a lot of testimonials, with VSE Aviation, a company that helped us out last year, that they were crying there, and they met these kids, and they got to speak to these kids and talk to the kids and open the gifts with the kids, and the kids like, oh my God, you're my angel. Think about it,
I think that's one of the most purest forms of a connection and happiness. Having two people sit down like that have no idea who they are and actually end up helping each other.
And that's the thing that a lot of times when we volunteer, we think that we're the ones changing lives, but then at the end of the event, you leave out of that place changed. You're like, man, I'm grateful. I have a car, I have food, I have this. Yeah. This family, man. And
you know what's crazy? Most people that I know want to help. They just usually don't know how or who to trust. But if you ask the majority of people in the world, in the community, they want to be good and they want to be good people and they just want to have a good life and assist others. I think people just get caught up in their day-to-day, their own problems, etc. But if you kind of step away and go into these events, you see a big picture of, how things really are in life.
Yeah, we did also recently an event with the city of Miramar in Broward, right? And they also donated, I think, like 4,000 something backpacks. And the lines were so long. Man, the lines that were in that school, it was Miramar High School, I believe. It was super long. And we had Corazon DJing there, and he had to go through the crowd and entertain because it was hot under the sun. And I'm talking about like a line of families and kids waiting. So while, Corazon was there giving high fives to the kids, taking photos to entertain them, because imagine a whole hour and 2 hours. You and I get upset when we're in Publix, right? Yeah. Waiting in line in AC.
I have a lot of patience. So
the majority of us, I don't, I'm working on that. But, but you see these families, man, like in line. And shout outs to the vice mayor of the city of Miramar, because she put this event together with different organizations. And it was just amazing. And long story short, it was so sad because you know what? They gave out 4,000 and something book back in school supplies, and there were still more families coming.
Wow.
And they told Corazon and the DJs that were there, hey, just turn off the music so people can know we don't have any more.
Gotcha.
Think about that. And they gave their best. They were
life is not easy, and especially right now with inflation. I don't want to get into that topic.
No, I don't want to get into that.
But it's crazy right now. Listen, I think I gotta ask this question. This is you want to speak on anything else or
no? Just that. If anyone wants to, again, October 13th is our fundraiser event with the
Wait. I'm gonna get you there.
And okay,
if someone can help, or if they want to be a part of your team and they want to help you, or a part of any future events, what can that person do? How should they get in contact with you?
They could visit our website, djswithacause.org or iloveavenue.org. Same websites, okay, for our organization. If not, on our charity, we have DJs with a Cause or I Love Avenue, okay? And you could just Google us, and our website has all the information, has my email, my phone number, and all that stuff.
Excellent. And then this is a tough one. I'm about to stump you right now.
Yeah.
What are your top 3 restaurants in Miami?
You know what? That was a hard question, man, because I was like, man, I had to even write them down. People, I don't know why people sometimes get mad when I say this, but Crazy About You. I don't know if
the one on the Biscayne.
Yeah,
I like it. That's one of
I like the salmon.
Restaurant. Super nice.
I tried their salmon, and
I like the view. It's a nice experience. It's a nice date night.
You get the salmon and the view. It gets
you take your wife there.
So actually, this is when I was single. So I gotta take her. Hey, come on, you almost got me in trouble there.
I went when I was single too, so I gotta take mine now.
But the next one, my wife loves this man, Gordon Ramsay, and Hell's Kitchen.
Oh, I haven't been.
What?
I haven't been yet.
No,
I'm dying to go.
You're in Miami. No, you gotta go.
It's good.
Listen, I went to the one in Las Vegas. I still think there's a little slightly better, right? But however, they have great service. The drinks are amazing. I think it's a reasonable price. They cater to you. I love their food, you know. And also, I don't know if they still have it, but I know they still have some lunch specials, you know, so it's not that as expensive, and the steaks are delicious, man. So I love that.
All right,
place,
so
man.
just so you know, between us, you have not named one real Miami restaurant.
Oh, my gosh. Well, I'll tell you. You ready for this? Because I grew up in Little Havana, you know.
Okay.
Pinolandia. Shout out to Pinolandia. You know what Pinolandia? I got you there.
That's a good one.
Dude, I'm like, man, you know, it's crazy because
Nicaraguan food.
Yeah, and they're spreading out, by the way.
Yeah,
They're now in Broward, and I'm very proud of it. I went yesterday to one in Pembroke Pines, that far, so I'm very proud of it. But Pinolandia, 24/7, la carne asada, you know, queso frito, the gallo pinto.
I have had here, which we're going to drop it soon, or we're going to talk about it soon, Yambo restaurant.
Okay, I like Yambo, too.
Yambo, and Yambo has some comments to make about everybody who came after him.
Really?
Ray. But we'll hold off for another podcast because Yambo was apparently the original Nicaraguan.
And you know what? I love Yambo. You know, and a lot of people, because they're so used to the outside section.
Yeah.
Have you ever been in the inside, the indoor? It's super cool. They have like a lot of Nicaraguans.
Every little square inch on the wall is
Nicaragua.
or something. Yeah.
I suggest for people to try it out, and it's actually you know, because there's the fritanga side. Fritanga means fast food, right? That's what
I didn't know that.
Yeah. So it's the fast food part, right? But if you want to dine in. I've gone there with my wife. I've gone there with my family, and it's super nice. You know, it has like a lot of the Nicaraguan cultures, the mask. So if you want to know a lot about the Nicaraguan culture, in the food is fire, and it's very great service. So I you know what, Yambo is for sure. Yambo and Pinolandia.
He told me, he goes, hey, a lot of those little Nicaraguan places you see, they used to work here. He goes, and I'm proud of them. He goes, for what they've done.
So unpopular opinion, I do like his queso frito more, the Yambo queso frito more than Pinolandia's. The carne asadas are almost the same, so it's kind of.
Bro, listen, I eat all day, every day. I have a fritanga in the corner of my house. I absolutely love it.
Which one?
Monimbo.
I hear a lot about that
super
one. You know, people love that one. Man, I just love the smell, dude. And you know, have you gone to
And
Nicaragua?
it's juicy.
Have you gone to Nicaragua? It's even better when it's like Nicaragua.
But where? You're Cuban?
No, so I was born in Miami, okay, Little Havana, but my father was Puerto Rican, and my mom was Nicaraguan.
No way.
Yeah, so I lived a little bit in New York. You know, my Puerto Rican side of the family's in New York. But the Nicaraguan, it's a lot of Nicaraguan people in Little Havana, believe it or not. You know, a lot of people think it's only Cubans, but no, it's a mixture of Central America, South America, and that's the best. Little Havana is growing now. I grew up, you know, Miami High is my school, you know, so I graduated from Miami High. Shout out to my Sting fellows over there. But I love that there's a corner for Cuban food, for, you know, Nicaraguan,
Salvadorian. He goes, listen, you can go down the street and you can get in Miami anything you want.
At any time.
Anything you want, correct.
And at any time,
like the culinary landscape in Miami has changed dramatically, and I think it's some of the best food in the world. And I've, you know, traveled here and there, and
listen,
I'll put it up against anything.
I've never had no one like my Puerto Rican side. You know, I love Puerto Rican food. You know, especially for like Christmas and parties, I love Puerto Rican food. But when I introduce Nicaraguan food to my Puerto Rican, they love it.
Yeah,
they love it. And I have friends, black friends, white friends, people. They try the carne asada, they never go back. I mean, they never like see a steak the same, because they're like, dude, it's so simple, it's not that expensive, and it tastes so delicious. Like, oh my god, I got on.
We're good, or you want to take anything else, or?
Oh no, just want to say thank you, man.
Yeah,
you know,
Corazon, do you have anything to say, or?
I have like three spots, 3 good spots.
Okay.
Wait, I gotta turn the mic.
Yeah,
hold on. You don't have to rewind that.
Oh, okay, go.
So I got 3 spots. Number 1, Caña Brava.
Oh.
Number 2, El Rey de las Fritas.
The Rey de las Fritas, I see that all the time. Yeah.
And then number 3, I have to say, it's like a hole in the wall. It's called Eat My Way Miami. It's in North Miami.
Oh, what do they serve there?
Soul food.
Oh, wow.
That's Miami.
You're about to say Flanagan. Everybody's been going crazy.
That's actually a Miami place, believe it or not, bro.
They're going crazy with the Flanagan's talk. Lou, brother, a real pleasure.
Thank you, man.
I would
Thank
love
you so
to have
much.
you back. I think we could even do some, like, I don't know how hectic it would be to have like a live podcast at one of your events, but we could talk about that.
That would be awesome, man. That'll be crazy.
A pleasure seeing you. And
Thank you.
I'll be seeing you in a couple weeks at Highlight.
Let's go. Let's do it, man. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Thank you, man.